Hey everybody, this is Brenniger. Wanted to do an update on my 5 tanks. This is my guppy slash grow out tank. I still have 4 adult female guppies and a couple different litter of guppy fry and quite a few young Colombian tetra growing out in this tank. Now, I recently broke down my fry starter tank and put all the Colombian tetra fry in here, and I regretted having to do that because some of them were so tiny they were probably devoured by guppies, but there's lots of foliage in there, so hopefully they'll have a good shot. Now this one female guppy has about had it. She's looking pretty bad. She probably dropped one of the 2 litter that are currently in the tank, so she won't last much longer. But she doesn't appear to be in any distress, so I won't put her out of her misery. This is where I usually have my fry starter tank, but currently this is actually the tank that I was using as my planted 10-gallon tank, and I just moved it with the gravel and the Sagittarius in here, and there are 3 young male fancy guppies and 6 autocinkless. All 6 of the autocinkless I've purchased in the past several months have survived. The Sagittaria is melting, but I hope to remedy that pretty soon. I have some ideas that I'll talk about a little bit later. This is my 75-gallon tank. There are 6 young female guppy and quite a few medium-sized Colombian tetra, and 10 of the 13 neon tetra that I purchased over the past several months survived. And of course the bumblebee catfish is hiding, but comes out at night to feed in the vase. This is my 112-gallon tank. I just put some frozen mysis shrimp in the tank so we could get a little bit of action from these full-grown, medium-sized, and surprisingly a few young Colombian tetra that started in this tank and found enough food and avoided being eaten until they got to be about half an inch long. I sold 12 adult Colombian tetra from this tank today to my local pet store. So put some plants in here that have been soaking in bleach water so they look nice and green. And this is my planted 10-gallon. I purchased a new 10-gallon and a backdrop, and also a large mounted piece of driftwood. And when I traded the 12 Colombian tetra and purchased the driftwood, the manager in the pet store was nice enough to give me a few Java fern that he had in a cichlid tank, so it's very beat up, but I'm hoping that it will make a comeback and thrive. So I've attached it to this mounted driftwood that I purchased with black thread, and this is the Java fern that I purchased several months ago, and it is thriving, and so is the Anubias. And that is the Java fern that I took from this plant and mounted to this piece of driftwood with super glue gel, which I don't plan to do again because it does look white under the water if you look very closely. The water in this tank is from the 112, but it of course is still cloudy, and I don't have anything in to hang on the back filter because I have ordered a fertilized substrate. So the plan is to add the fertilized substrate to this tank, leave the hang on the back filter off until that settles a bit, then turn it on with no filter cartridge, no sponges or anything in it, and allow the dust to settle from the fertilized substrate. And I'll add gravel on top of the fertilized substrate. Then I'll take my dwarf Sagittaria and plant them in this tank. I've also removed the glass canopy from this tank because, as I understand it, glass filters the infrared. So the plants need infrared. And as you can see, this LED only has white and blue lights. However, the red spectrum should be covered by the white lights. And I've just saved the front of the glass canopy to hopefully prevent some splashing. Now this is going to cause the evaporation to increase in this tank, and I'll have to top it off more often. But if I can grow some plants better by taking these measures, and hopefully male guppies don't tend to jump, and to my knowledge, I don't know about autosynclus. I'm hoping they won't jump out of the tank, but the plan is to have male guppies and autosynclus in this tank once the fertilized substrate settles. So I'll be shooting updates on this. Look forward to sharing it with you. Thank you for watching the update. I'll see you real soon on the next one.